Hello, this is Dr. Victoria Skirbo, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. And I want to do a reading on the economy for the United States of America. Today is the 11th of October. Yesterday, the 10th of October, 10/10, there was I think a 800-point drop in, I believe it was the Dow Jones. And today at the closing bell, there was a 500-point drop. There is a sense of instability right now, and I'm sure all these weather things aren't helping. But I guess in the financial sector, it is the raising of the interest rates and then the fear around the tariffs that are causing this great loss in the stock market. So let's see. I'm going to do the economy for the last quarter of, so the next 3 months, October, November, December, the last quarter of the year. So okay, so this is the immediate environment, money falling from the sky. This is, I feel as though just the first thing that came to mind is that money is moving. There's a lot of money moving around. Usually when these things happen, people, maybe there's a little panic, or maybe they know what they're doing. This card usually deals with family money, or, old money, money that you get from your familial line. Okay, so I feel like the people with money are doing stuff with the money. Okay, the crossing card is indecision, perhaps not knowing what to do with the money. I guess not wanting to take an action, feeling like they're at a crossroads. So there's indecision about how to utilize all this family money. Okay. At the root of this, we have the 8 of Pentacles. Interesting, all these Pentacles, right? Makes sense. The 8 of Pentacles is about doing the same thing over and over and over again. And so I think that the root of this is that they kept doing the same thing over and over and over again, saying the same things, doing the same things. And you can only go so far with that before it no longer works, and I think whatever they've been doing no longer works. The past, we have the Queen of Cups. This comes up as the feminine rising in the United States. I don't really know what that has to do with the money situation per se, but there is a waking up perhaps of the feminine energy. And because women do most of the spending, maybe that's what it is. I'm not really sure. We'll just let it sit and see what happens. What's in the sky is the King of Wands. I see this as Trump. This is a king who wants to always get on to the next thing, is always looking sort of in the future, not really in the present moment here, and is not really paying attention to what's in front of him. He's more interested in the future possibilities. This is the immediate future. Okay. This is the Judgment card. This is a card of waking up. So I think people are waking up to what's really going on with the money situation. I think they've been in sort of a cloud of, a cloud of imagination on this stuff, and I think reality is coming and coming hard. Next 6 weeks. We're going to wake up to I think we're going to wake up to what a lot of these policies are going to be doing to the economy, perhaps. how this is seen. This is somebody who comes in who is rash and disrupts everything. I think that that is Trump, and I think that they're going to, it's going to be seen as actions that were taken without forethought that's causing this problem. Our domestic situation, the card of nostalgia. There's this nostalgia around when things were all good. I'm not really sure that ever existed. And so I think people are going to start really like worrying about their security, and they could get very insular with that. So it's something we have to be aware of. Hopes and fears, a change in fortune. I would say that's probably a fear for a lot of people. Change in fortune. But you know, instability is also an opportunity, right? So for those who have fortune, maybe it's a change. For those who don't, there's opportunity there. So I guess it could be a hope and fear for everybody. The outcome card is the Four of Pentacles. This is about holding on to the money. This is about making it all about money. The problem with money and holding on to it and sort of hoarding it, hoarding your resources, is that money works because it flows, and when it stops flowing, that's when we have, so there's a lot of fear right now, and so there's a lot of energy that's not flowing, and so I don't think that's good for the rest of the year, as far as people are going to hang on to their money, and when they're not hanging on to their money in a consumer-driven economy, that's not going to be, that's not good. You know, although I don't particularly agree with the consumer-driven economy, that's how it works, right? So let's pull 3 cards and see if we get a major arcana. We have the Eight of Cups, the Justice card. So I think there's going to be a correction, okay? A correction. So this is about, I personally think that things have been artificially inflated somehow, or artificially thought of, like, this is great, and what's going to happen is that we're going to, the things are going to be evened out, and we're going to find out just perhaps what a hole we're in. Let's see what's under the thing. And so what's underneath is a new plan for how to work with money, and I think that that is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to reevaluate how we work with money. Now, incidentally, and this just came to me, although I don't know why I should know this, Venus, the planet of money, is retrograde, and it's in Scorpio. Scorpio is, I believe it's the stock market. You know, it's about debt and resources, and it's also about insurance, and we've had a lot of catastrophes, which, you know, messes up the insurance thing, and people are not going to have their houses covered, and so it's a, if you don't mind me using the term, it's a perfect storm. So this is what I'm going to say about the last quarter. People are scared, they're going to stop spending. But it's self-correct. This is correcting. We have to go through this. And what it's going to force us to do, it's going to force us to reevaluate what is of value to us. I believe it is the beginning of a new way of dealing with money. Perhaps keeping it more local. Public banking options, things like that. So it doesn't look good, but I think ultimately it will be good for us. But that's the next that's the rest of the year, as far as what it looks like, what the economy looks like. I think this past card, you know, this card is the feminine, but she's also somebody looking into the cup, using her imagination. It's a psychic card. It's also a card of imagination. And I think we imagined something that is going to prove itself to be not exactly what we thought. So that's the economy for the rest of the year. For the U.S., because I think that's what I asked, but also, you know, as the U.S. goes, I guess so does the rest of the world to a certain extent. So don't panic. Just reevaluate what you need. I mean, Venus retrograde is about figuring out what is essential in our lives. And so figure out what's essential in your lives. Have a great day. Like I said, don't panic. And like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Keep the requests coming. I'll do my best. Bye.